A very good afternoon to our guest of honor, President Halimah Yacob, as well as the patron of the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year, Mr. Koh Boon Wan, Chairman SPH Media Trust, Mr. Warren Fernandez, Editor-in-Chief English Malay Tamil Media Group and Editor of the Straits Times, Mr. Edmund Koh, President UBS Asia Pacific of UBS Group AG and UBS AG, Mr. Agus Hartaker, Country Head Singapore and Co-Head Wealth Management UBS APAC, invited guests from our partners, Singapore Airlines and Millennium Hotels and Resorts, all finalists and distinguished guests, welcome to the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year 2021 Award Ceremony. I'm Haryanto from the Straits Times and I will be your MC this afternoon. I know the weather is a bit wet outside. I hope that hadn't dampened your spirit yet, because it certainly hasn't for mine. Now, the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year award presented by UBS was first inaugurated in 2015 to recognize the triumph of the human spirit and the positive and sustainable impact made by an individual or group on the community, as well as to honor unsung heroes. Apart from the physical event right here at UBS University, today's ceremony is also live streamed on the Straits Times' digital platforms. Now, our first award winner in 2015 was Noriza A. Mansoor. She won the inaugural award through her act of helping an elderly man in need. Swimmer Joseph Schooling and his parents, May and the late Mr. Colin Schooling, won the award in 2016 after the then 22-year-old took home Singapore's first Olympic gold medal. In 2017, the award went to Dr. Goh Wei Leong and HealthServe for providing migrant workers with affordable healthcare and social assistance. In the fifth champion, Siti Noor Mastura bagged the award in 2018. In 2019, founder of Brahm Center, Angie Chu, took home the award. And last year, our frontline fighters against COVID-19 were named Singaporean of the Year 2020. So who will be our winner this year? We will find out very, very soon. To kickstart today's event, may we invite our guest of honor and patron of the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year Award, President Halimah Yacob, to deliver her address. Madam President, please.
Mr. Koh Boon Wan, Chairman of the SPH Media Trust, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We are here once again to celebrate the best of the Singapore spirit. This year, we have before us a group of worthy finalists for the Singaporean of the Year 2021 award. From acts of courage and generosity beyond the call of duty to sacrifices that have brought sporting glory to the country, these individuals remind us of what it means to serve a purpose greater than ourselves. We have lived with COVID-19 for 2 years. I understand that some feel a sense of fatigue or frustration, having to continue abiding by restrictions to social activities. We have also had to get used to taking necessary precautions like going for booster shots and getting tested regularly. Many of you celebrated Lunar New Year under these circumstances. We must remember that we do not take these precautions only for our own sake. We do this to protect those around us, including our loved ones and those who are at risk, and to safeguard our healthcare capacity. Last year, the Singaporean of the Year award went to COVID-19 frontline workers. Many of us appreciate the work that they do. But a few weeks ago, it was reported that the number of healthcare workers in public institutions who were abused or harassed had risen over the past 4 years. We must show greater compassion towards those who are putting their own safety on the line to protect the rest of us. I hope that the uplifting stories of the finalists of this year's Singaporean of the Year award will reinforce the positive values that ought to define us as Singaporeans. Team Singapore athletes, rower Joanne Po, shuttler Loh Kian Yew, and swimmer Yip Pinsu displayed grit and tenacity in their endeavor to represent Singapore on the international stage. As a frontline nurse, Joan had put her Olympic training on hold to answer the call for medical reinforcements. I was told she also had to take no pay leave, actually, to go for her training. But that's a huge sacrifice, yeah. I spoke to Joan over the, video conferencing before she went off. Kian Yu's humility in victory struck a chord with many Singaporeans. Pinsu has been a champion in more ways than one, not just at the Paralympics, but also in Parliament, where she championed greater inclusivity in sports. And I'm really glad that when I was a speaker at the time, Pinsu was the first athlete with different abilities that we could accommodate in Parliament. This is not to say that we must be capable of athletic feats to make a difference to the lives of others. Canteen stall operators Asanu Fariksani and Noor Hashima Awaludin set up a free grocery corner outside their Tampines home for neighbors in need. Joanne Po and her charity Silver Ribbon worked tirelessly to promote awareness and fight the stigma on mental health conditions. I worked many times with, Porsche, and I know her compassion and her passion for people with mental health challenges. Their contributions are especially pertinent during the pandemic, which has exacerbated some of the challenges faced by these groups. Total strangers, Azli Abdul Shukur and Johnson Chia, came together to rescue a female driver trapped in her car in a horrific accident. Shakti Balan, Balatan Daotam, gave a part of his liver to a stranger and is now an advocate for organ donation. These selfless acts exemplify the best of Singaporeans and our capacity to care for others, even those we do not know. I cannot imagine, we're also frightened of the nose, swabs and the needle vaccination breaks, But we have someone who gave away a part of his liver. It's just amazing. True to the spirit of this award are also finalists with bold vision. Abdul Malik Hassan grew his father's nasi lemak business in lieu of his ambitions of becoming a pilot. Today, he mentors other hawkers to help them expand their business. In sharing his experiences with them, his success benefits not only himself, but also others. John Ching aspires to create sustainable solutions through food innovation, with the goal of feeding the global population. Wong quit her pursuit of a PhD in business studies to promote Chinese heritage, reaching out to youth through food and festivals. They come from all walks of life, but they share some common traits. They demonstrate the strength of character that we admire and which underpin the kind of society that we aspire to achieve. I say aspire to achieve because we are still a work in progress. We've done well, but we can do better. The ST Singaporean of the Year finalists challenge us to think and act beyond our ordinary capabilities. They make us feel uncomfortable to continue living in our comfort zones, occupied with ourselves, but to exceed even our own expectations. In the current pandemic, when our everyday lives can appear rather gloomy and mundane, they lift our spirits and show that nothing can stand in the way of humanity. Only one finalist will be the ST Singaporean of the Year, but all are worthy of our respect. In a world where we are daily reminded of unsolved conflicts and untold sufferings, such acts of courage and kindness and new ideas to build a more inclusive and sustainable society are truly motivating. In conclusion, let me also thank the families and friends of the finalists who have supported them. I know that there are many other Singaporeans who have put others above self in their own ways. Some of them, like healthcare workers, have been featured in the book, In This Together, Singapore's COVID-19 Story, published by the Straits Times. Others contribute quietly, for example, by donating to COVID-19 relief initiatives. We must continue to appeal to our sense of community and rise above negativity to tide through Omicron. Congratulations to all the finalists and the winner of the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year 2021 award. As role models to the rest of society, I urge you to use your influence to bring benefit to the lives of those around you and forge ahead to build a better Singapore. Thank you, and a happy Lunar New Year to those who are celebrating. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. We would like to take this opportunity to thank UBS for their continued support. We have been collaborating for 7 years now, and we are most grateful for the wonderful partnership we've built. We'd also like to thank our partners who have come on board once again this year, Singapore Airlines and Millennium Hotels and Resorts. Please also allow me to express our heartfelt appreciation to members of the judging panel who have taken up the mammoth task of selecting the winner. This year's panel comprised Editor-in-Chief, English, Malay, Tamil Media Group and Editor, The Straits Times, Mr. Warren Fernandez, Executive Editor, Ms. Sumiko Tan, Executive Editor, Ms. Helen Chia, Associate Editor, Mr. Rahul Patak, Life Editor, Ms. Susan Long, Political and Singapore Editor, Mr. Zakir Hussain, News Editor, Ms. Karamjit Kaur, Deputy Life Editor, Mr. Wong Kim Ho, President Asia Pacific UBS, Mr. Edmund Koh, Country Head Singapore, Co-Head Wealth Management Asia Pacific, UBS, Mr. Agus Hatika, Vice President Public Affairs Singapore Airlines, Mr. Siva Govindasamy, CEO Institute of Technical Education, Ms. Loka Gek, and last but certainly not least, social entrepreneur and activist for women and children, Ms. Halimah Ismail. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Now let's get to know the 10 finalists. First up, we have Abdul Malik Hassan. Now, he had a big ambition of becoming a pilot, but his father asked him to take over his nasi lemak stall. Reluctantly, he did, and successfully grew his father's nasi lemak business from one single stall to more than 40 outlets island-wide. Now, he's teaching other hawkers how to expand their business. Let's have a look at his video.
Hi, I'm Dr. Abdul Malik bin Hassan, and I am an entrepreneur. I hope Singapore brands, if you have only one outlet or two outlets in Singapore, don't go overseas. Expand more in Singapore. Make yourself popular here, grow later.
Abdul Malik Hassan launched Crave in 2015 to help expand his family's nasi lemak business into shopping malls.
The thing that inspired me is actually started when my dad was at the hospital 2 weeks before he passed on. I made a promise with my dad that if he passed away, he wants me to expand the business. He asked me to take care of my siblings. He asked me to expand, and I don't know what to do. 10 months when we start to open Crave, we didn't really do well. I sold my car, I sold a lot of my wife's bags and jewelry just to sustain the business. And we just opened 2 outlets. And it's really, I really cannot cope, and I nearly give up. But I think I believe in resilience, because the promise I made to my late dad that I will stick to it. 10 months, 12 months, I will still strive to do it.
Crave now has 45 outlets across Singapore. This year, Dr. Malik also co-founded Kakis, a halal mini cafe concept that incorporates multiple food brands.
We decided to bring in more brands to work with us, and we wanted to have multiracial cuisine. Me, fishball noodle, Indian rojak, Indian teh tarik, Malay padang grill. So I think it's about time for me to bring in all this halal food that is good in their area, but they don't know how to expand. I sit down with them and discuss with them, and then I realize that there's a few things that they don't know how to do it. I mentor them. I really teach them how to do the costing, how to scale up.
Dr. Malik also offers mentorship programs to other small business owners. He meets with a group of 48 business owners once a month over Zoom to help them with their problems. He does not expect or accept anything in return and says this comes from values instilled in him by his late father.
I always have this advice that he always say that no matter how far you grow, never forget who's below you. Be humble. I'm here now for me is to give back. The 10 months where I have to sell my car, have to sell everything, I cannot pay everything. So I feel the pain, and I don't want that pain to go back to the community. I have them, which they want to pay me, but I said no. The reason is because I want them to be happy. It's about giving back to the community. Seriously, to see young entrepreneur who open outlets and make it really happening. I'm so proud to go to London and saw some local brands there. So this is the kind of thing that we lets the whole world know what is Singapore brand. That's what I hope for Singapore.
Hassan. Next up, we have Asanu, Fariksani and Noor Hashima Awaludin. The couple knew they had to do more to help the hungry after seeing a family who only had a packet of instant noodles in their kitchen. They decided to set up a free grocery corner right from the door of their Tampines home to give out free food to the less fortunate. Let's have a look at their video.
Okay, hi, I'm Farik.
Hi, I'm Hashima.
And we run the Rikmah Kindness Corner.
Tell us a bit more about this whole project and when did you start?
You lah.
Senang. Rikmah Kindness Corner is a place where anyone can come without anyone judging to take any groceries they want. It's also specially meant for low-income families, for single parents, for the elderly, and for wheelchair-bound families. Yeah, we cater to all.
Mr. Asanu Fariksani and Madam Noor Hashima Awaludin run a canteen store in East Spring Primary School. When they had to temporarily close their store during circuit breaker last year, their livelihood was disrupted. But seeing that others had it worse, they decided to help by going house to house, distributing groceries to those in need.
When we visited one of the houses, we were allowed to go in and arrange the groceries for them. So when we opened the cabinet, when we realized that there is only a packet of instant noodle, and when we opened the fridge, there's only one bottle of mineral water, then it sparks us that we have to reach further for those that are really in need, but they are suffering in silence. So after in-depth discussion, we agreed that let's open a kindness corner right in front of our door so that more people can come and choose what they need.
The couple started Rikmah Kindness Corner in April, offering free groceries outside their flat in Tampines. While the response was initially slow, it picked up quickly a week later.
So after a week, the stock that we have, we estimated the stock to be lasting us for the whole month of Ramadan. It finishes within 3 days. And in fact, we were using all our own personal kitchen groceries to give out to all of them. You just imagine my whole stock means 10 carton of Milo, 10 carton of Lipton tea, 10 carton of Maggi and all the other stuff. We run out within 3 days.
We were overwhelmed by joy actually. When we came back and the stock is gone, we felt that we have reached the targeted audience and we feel happy about it.
The biggest sacrifice we have to make is actually the time. I have to sacrifice the time with my children, with my parents, and of course, we sacrifice a lot of our so-called money for this project. But we build bridges with the community. We have a lot of friends, we have a lot of networks right now.
To date, the family of 6 has spent more than $10,000 of their own money sustaining the grocery corner.
The defining moment was when I realized that my kids took out their own personal saving to help us with this initiative. And I'm not talking about a small token, it's a big sum from them, sharing among their brothers. And that shows that in their heart, it comes from their heart that they want to be part of this initiative. The best advice I get was from my father. He was our great motivator and a great mentor. He told me this exact word: contribute back to the society, no matter how hard, how difficult, and how small the token is. And he said that with his impending death, never let our passion derail. I told him, when he said that, it made us stronger. I told him that the spirit of charity will remain undaunted and the light of our giving will remain undimmed. And yes, it made us come back stronger. And our passion remains stronger than ever to contribute back to the society.
He passed on the 6th of October.
The couple has received numerous calls and messages from strangers asking how they too can start a kindness corner.
What gave me joy was building connection with the society, with the community. We always discussed this together. We were delighted on every night that we sleep. We know that a family has enough food for the next day. The children will not be asking for food which is not available at home, and they can have their peaceful sleep too, together.
We hope that a Singaporean can plant a seed called kindness. Let the root spread, as kindness has no boundaries. It has a ripple effect. You'll be surprised at how kindness can grow very big and can go very far. The surprising part is kindness will never forget its roots. It will come back to you, knocking at your door. The seed is in each one of us. Let's grow and spread kindness.
Give a round of applause to finalists Farik and Shima. Up next, we have Azli Abdul Shuko and Johnson Chia. They showed courage on November 2nd when they stopped to help a driver whose car had crashed at a Seletar Expressway underpass and got her to safety just before the car burst into flames. For their courage, they were awarded the SCDF Community Lifesaver Award in the same month. Let's have a look at their video.
Hi, my name is Johnson Chia.
Hi, my name is Azli bin Abdul Shukur. We actually not heroes. We are someone that wanted to help people, or we are someone that care.
Johnson Chia and Azli Abdul Shukur helped rescue an unconscious woman after her car crashed along a Seletar Expressway underpass on November 2nd, 2021. Their actions came just in time, as the 33-year-old woman's car burst into flames shortly after her rescue. Both Johnson and Azli received the Singapore Civil Defence Force Community Lifesaver Award later that month.
She was unconscious for a while because due to the impact of the airbag, and so I asked her whether she okay. She said she okay. So I buckled her seatbelt, slowly grabbed her arm, and slowly walked towards my car.
I went to the lady and asked, are you okay? She was shivering. I bring her to my van and asked her to just rest inside my van. Pass her some tissue to wipe her blood. After that, I tell Mr. Johnson, why not we move the car out from the tunnel. I think about a few seconds we moved out from the tunnel. There was a loud explosion. So that's when we managed to escape from the fire.
So once we came out from the tunnel, she was at Mr. Asli's car. So I asked her, do you need my help to call your loved ones, your family members? And she says she already did. I say, is it Mr. Asli passed you his phone? She said, no, my phone is with me. She showed me and I saw a baby photo. So at that point of time, I was pretty worried. That's why I asked her, can I check, are you alone in the car? And she said, yes, she alone. So that's how I feel more relaxed, more calm.
Everything moved at speed during the rescue. So much so that it was not until after the event that they realized they knew each other.
Well, I don't know him. I don't know Mr. Asli. One of my teammates said that, hey, actually you know Mr. Asli, or he's also a football player.
My friend tagged me on Facebook. He said Mr. Johnson was one of our opponent. From there, we had a conversation about our playing experience.
So actually, I'm looking forward. Hopefully, this 11th side can open real soon, and we can play with each other again.
While the duo stayed humble about the courage shown on that November afternoon, they have given some thought to what spurred them to act.
The person that inspired me is, I would say, my elder brother. He's a role model since young. I can say that he's my superhero. Where one time he told me that he rode a bike and he saw an old man. I think some car managed to dash through the red light, and maybe the old man scared, and that's why he fell. So he stepped forward, helped the old man. So after he told me that if you see someone in need, you need to help.
Today was that lady is it's your sister or your mother or your wife. If there's no one like us or no one help at that situation, maybe something bad will happen. And this is what I think most of our Singaporean must do, be it an accident or be it any point of situation. We must come together and help each other. I think this is the best thing I ever do in my whole entire life.
Moving along, we have John Ching. His passion for food innovation and sustainability, as well as collaboration, is clear in all he does. As the chairman of Feed 9 Billion, an open innovation platform, he hopes to find sustainable solutions to feed the global population. John is also the founder of Innovate 360, an accelerator for food startups, providing them with office spaces, kitchen and manufacturing facilities, as well as opportunities for networking, mentoring, and collaboration with other firms. Let's have a look at this video.
Hi, I'm John Ching, founder of Innovate 360. One of the moments that really changed my life was when my father passed away and I had to join the family business.
Mr. John Ching is the third generation owner of Cheng Yu Heng Candy Factory, the only sugar manufacturer in Singapore. After taking over the business in 2009, he modernized it, taking it to new heights. In 2019, he set up Innovate 360, a food incubator to help startups commercialize and scale their business.
Before that, I was working in a bank. I was just only concerned about my own performance, only stressing over my own salary. But when I joined the business, I was now responsible for a lot of people. I had to prove myself. That entirely changed the way I live my life. So when I first joined this business more than 12 years ago, I was clueless and I had to tap on experts, some of my mentors as well, to help me get to where I am, to now paying it forward to helping companies to grow and to scale and go to market. So the entire perspective has changed from a receiver of advice to one that's giving it. That's really shaped me as a person. So one of the best advice that I got was actually through a friend. He said, you never try, you never know. And that kind of has kind of shaped my way of looking at things and given me that courage to just try.
Since its inception, Innovate 360 has helped over 30 food startups grow and bring their products to market.
By trying, and we've seen success. A lot of our startups have now grown to levels where they're starting to commercialize, they're raising funds to a whole different level. So that in a way has given me the comfort that what I've been doing is right. So this is something that is really exciting for me, working with people, helping them and seeing how they grow is kind of an inspiration for me to want to do even more. Because I've also been receiving help when I was in the traditional business. People were helping me, and now it's my turn to give back. I hope that from my story, that you will not be afraid to help others, to pay it forward, believe in yourself, and believe in collaborating with people. It's not about one person's strength, but the strength of many.
Next, we have Loh Kian Yew. Now, he first made headlines when he beat Chinese legend Lin Dan in the Thailand Masters Final in 2019, and eventually went on to become the first Singaporean to win the Badminton World Federation World Championships, and in just 2 months, slashed his world ranking from 41st to break into the top 20. Let's have a look at this video.
Hi, I'm Loh Kian Yew, and I'm the World Badminton Champion.
It's in, it's way in, and Loh Kian Yew of Singapore becomes the world champion.
On December 19th, 2021, Loh Kian Yew made history by stunning the world of badminton to become the first Singaporean to win the World Championships. Raised in a sport-loving family in Penang, Malaysia, Kian Yew first picked up a racket when he was only 5. He followed his older brother by enrolling in the Singapore Sports School, and from there, rose through the ranks of the Singapore Badminton Association, achieving a bronze medal in the 2015 SEA Games, the same year he obtained his citizenship.
When I came to Singapore, and that's where everything changes. I came here and I got opportunities to play, to study, and eventually I represented Singapore, and many people has been supporting me since then, and I'm very thankful for that. So I would think that that's a turning point. The best advice that I've ever received is there's no I in team, and it takes a village to build a champion.
Even before his defeat of world number 14 Srikanth Kidambi in the World Championships, Kian Yew showed he was capable of giant-killing feats. In the 2019 Thailand Masters, he took out 4 Chinese players before overcoming the legendary Lin Dan. Yet, his journey has not been smooth, and an ankle injury threatened to rule him out of his latest achievement.
The moment I sprained my ankle, I was worried that I can't even play. Yeah, so I'm glad that I could play with Anderson in the semi-finals. But I got even more worried when I can't walk at all, because I was very worried that I totally cannot walk the next day when I wake up. I think as an athlete, everyone's darkest moment is gonna be when they lose, when they feel like nothing is going their way, when they are at the verge of giving up, and it's just like you just feel that sports is not your thing, and you just don't know what to do anymore. I mean, as an athlete, it's a very common thing. We always have a lot of ups and downs. So I hope that people will think of, like, in life, when they see something as a challenge, they actually, like, as an obstacle, they actually challenge it instead of running away from it or feel that they can't do anything about it. So always try to face the challenge and try your best.
Now very much in the limelight and a role model for aspiring Singaporean athletes, Kian Yew has a message for anyone looking to achieve their goals.
We need to dare to dream. Once we dream big, we always look at the dream and go for it. It's a long road ahead, but just keep trying your best. There's going to be a lot of up and down. It'll help you as a human being and also as an athlete. So just keep trying.
Next, we have Joanne Po. The rower successfully pursued her Olympic dream while balancing commitment as a staff nurse in Tan Tock Seng Hospital's renal department, taking several stretches of no-pay leave to train and compete abroad. Joanne said her difficult formative years were what compelled her to strive for the Olympics, and also what makes her want to become a role model for at-risk youth and aspiring Singaporean athletes. Let's have a look at her video.
Hi, I'm Joanne Po. I'm a nurse with Tan Tock Seng Hospital and I'm a rower who rowed for Singapore at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. I feel like sports gives you an avenue to practice values. So one of the value I hold close to is excellence, where you're not trying to just be excellent, but trying to work towards being excellent.
Joanne Po has held two key roles this year, frontliner and Olympian. As a staff nurse at Tan Tock Seng Hospital's renal department, she assists patients undergoing kidney dialysis. In 2019, she took 16 months no-pay leave to train and qualify for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Yet, when the pandemic struck, Joanne went back to work to help in the national effort to stem the crisis.
Looking back, the entire journey was full of ups and downs, filled with challenges that I feel like the last 3 to 4 years has been so long. I was training with the Hong Kong team, this was quite early on in my campaign, that was probably in 2018. I think one of the hardest moments I recall was when I was in a hotel room with a few $100s left in my bank account. And I called my mom to share with her that, the situation I was in and I may not have enough to buy the last ticket back home. She loves me, she wants to help me, but she also didn't have the resources. So we borrowed some money, I think, to get myself home. But then I think at the time, I also felt like with all the support that I was getting from the hospital, if I can, then I must definitely continue. Because I had not everyone can chase a dream fiercely. It's a luxury to be able to do this.
In March 2021, Joanne went on no-pay leave again and returned to full-time training in order to chase Olympic qualification. She made her Olympic debut in the postponed Tokyo 2020 Games in July.
One of the changing moments for me, I feel, was when the CEO of the hospital, Tan Tock Seng Hospital, actually called up renal unit to ask for coffee with me in his office. And I remember I was very nervous about it. My armpit was sweating. It always happens when I'm nervous. But at the time, he got wind of what I was doing. He wanted to support me in ways he could. I wasn't sure, if I should receive that support, because I often think that people are looking for results and successes, and I was like, are you sure? I'm not going to win. But he said that at that time, it was my spirit and my diligence that moved him. That kind of gave me a lot of support and push.
Joanne finished 28th out of 32 competitors, earning plaudits both locally and internationally along the way.
I hope that the country, can be one that allows differences and differentiation to be able to grow up and old in safely, and as to be a nation that's kind and nurturing as much as we are prosperous and successful.
Next, we have Posh Po and Silver Ribbon. Posh and the charity she co-founded, Silver Ribbon Singapore, laboured to fight the stigma against mental illness way before mental health issues became a national concern today. The charity now provides a free counselling, raises awareness of mental health conditions, and advocates for various issues relating to mental health. Let's have a look at her video.
Hi, I'm Posh. Porsche, the Executive Director of Silver Ribbon Singapore. Silver Ribbon Singapore is a non-profit organization launched by our late former president, Mr. Asanu, on 4th of February 2006. And the purpose of launching this is to combat mental health stigma and encourage more people to come forward to seek help.
At 18, Porsche Po's mother passed away. She had lost her father when she was 7. Finding herself without a home, she joined the police force as it would allow her to stay in the barracks. While she rose through the ranks to become an instructor, she eventually left the force to focus on a new calling, working to raise awareness of mental illness at the Institute of Mental Health.
After my mom passed away, what happened was I felt very lost. All of a sudden, it's like there's nobody there, I have no sibling. I've been pushed into facing all this situation that I don't even have the time to ponder how I feel and everything. I just keep on moving and trying to find outlet that what do I really want. And there was a short period when I just okay, forget about it now, I just want to relax. But the thing is I want to do something meaningful. Then I joined IMH. And I start to find meaning in the way that, hey, what can we do? Everybody passed away at a nice resort. Even when I shared that I was working in IMH, there's some people who say, why did you choose to work in IMH? A lot of stigma, not only cab driver, some parents said, over my dead body I'll send. I made my child into IMH for treatment.
She co-founded Silver Ribbon Singapore in 2005 to destigmatize mental illness and raise awareness of mental health issues.
During my employment in IMH back then, I observed quite a number of people are hesitant to come forward. There could be some people who are really struggling with very limited support and clueless about where to seek for help. So that's why I see the need to do more to beef up on public education so that more people will understand the importance of mental health and feel comfortable, most importantly, feel comfortable to come forward to speak out about their challenges and seek help.
The non-profit organization's work includes providing free counseling in the heartlands, as well as outreach to schools, employers, and foreign workers.
It's never easy advocating for mental health. And the worst was back in 2005, 2006. People will stare at me in a very different way when I talk about mental health. And right now, mental health is so vibrant with the support of everyone, the government, and the mental health agency. So the thing is, while advocating for mental health, it's important to understand the needs instead of assuming their needs. It's important to communicate with the community to understand their needs better so that we can implement or develop or implement programs and services according to their needs. I really look forward that Singapore will be a mentally friendly and healthy society.
Next, we have Shakti Balan Balatan Daotam. Now, he donated part of his liver to a baby he had never met after coming across a plea by the baby's young parents on social media. After a successful recovery, he is now an advocate for organ donation, encouraging more people to step up and help patients in need. Let's have a look at this video.
Okay, don't make me laugh. Okay. Hi, I'm Shakti and I'm a living organ donor. Asking for help, there's nothing wrong in it. There are always people out there that are ready and willing to help. All you need to do is ask. When you help someone, you learn that they can help someone else and it just passes on. It's the gift of giving.
Mr. Shakti Balan Balatan Daotam has always been a regular blood donor. In September 2020, he went a step further and donated part of his liver to a complete stranger. He responded to a social media post by two parents who were looking for potential liver donors for their infant. In July 2019, Mr. Sunu Jayakumar and Ms. Ruthra Saravanan's celebration of their first child, Rhea, was short-lived because she was diagnosed with biliary atresia. It is a rare disease in infants where the bile ducts in the liver become inflamed, blocking bile flow to the gallbladder. The condition would eventually lead to liver failure. At just 40 days old, their Rhea underwent an operation to restore bioflow from the liver to the intestines.
Any parent would say that they wouldn't want to see their kids go through, not even a small prick on a baby would make them feel very drained or very, very sad. But for us, we saw our kid go through a major operation, so it was really very depressing. And
unfortunately, the procedure was unsuccessful. A liver transplant was needed. A further blow came when Mr. Asanu was told that despite being the same blood type as Rhea, he was not a suitable match for his daughter.
We didn't really plan because we do not know such would be the outcome. So
yeah.
We really did not think beyond this until the day the doctors told us mine is not a match.
The only hope that we had was Sunil, and then now he is not a donor. So we were completely shut. We don't know what to do.
They posted their plea on social media, and with the help of friends and family, word of their plight spread. Within 3 weeks, 99 people asked to be considered in donating a part of their liver. Of that 99, Mr. Shakti Balan passed the donor suitability test and underwent reviews and assessments before an interview with an ethics committee.
If I felt at any point in time I was scared or fearful or I would like to back out, I would have said it. The only thing in my mind is that I'm helping not just the girl, her family, her friends, her relatives, and everyone else who has supported this girl throughout her journey here. My hope for Singapore is that we have more volunteers stepping up to be living donors for organs, and of course if you can donate blood as well, that's great. And if you still can't donate blood or any organ, it's okay. Please show your support to those that are coming forward to do such great deeds, because these deeds don't come easy, and there are a lot of people who need that help more than we do.
Moving along, we have Lin Wong. She quit her pursuit of a PhD in business studies to become a defender of Chinese heritage and culture. She's involved in multiple Chinese clan associations and is a distinguished martial artist. In particular, Lin feels strongly about getting young Singaporeans to not neglect their Chinese history and identity, reaching out to them through foods and interesting festivals. Let's have a look at the video.
Hi, I'm Lin, and I'm on a mission to uncover, document, and revive Singapore's disappearing heritage, food, and festivals. I grew up in a very traditional Chinese family. I grew up with my mom recording, on video cassettes, the stories of the romance of the Three Kingdoms, or even Liu Zhuhui, so the sixth patriarch of the Zen Buddhism. Or even Wong Fei Hong. After watching Wong Fei Hong movies, I wanted to join and learn more about martial arts.
When Kong Chau Wei Gun, one of the oldest clan associations in Singapore, started offering martial arts lessons at Lin Wong Secondary School, she signed up immediately. Yet beyond the skills, Lin found a deeper meaning in the art form and continued learning. She saw it and the clan association culture as something worth preserving.
Having grown up in a 180-year-old clan association, I admire the kind of virtues and traditions they have, and I like to pass it on as well. And I felt that this is a responsibility for me to do it because there was a lack of awareness about this community.
Lin was 5 years into her PhD program at leading business school INSEAD. But when her grandparents passed away, she felt that it was time to leave her studies and pursue her passion.
So I never knew how much they mattered to me until when I lost them. So that's when I decided that I should follow my heart and do what I feel I will not regret in life. So every day is bound with different challenges because there's a lot of different elements of intangible cultural heritage I'm doing. Some days I might be digitizing old photographs, and some days I might be out in the field documenting the 7 lunar month celebrations, looking at how rituals are being conducted. And sometimes I might just be having tea with, say, the Cantonese priest to understand how was Sego Lane like in the past.
Her most daunting task to date has been organising the Ho Ye Festival in 2018. It was the first ever Cantonese and Hakka-themed festival aimed at inspiring youth to connect with their roots. As the project director, Lin roped in 18 organizations and over 100 youth volunteers for the event. Participants were able to learn more about cultural heritage through games, free food, and hands-on workshops.
I hope that the younger generation can start asking their family members where they come from. Our forefathers came from different lands and they made the crucial decision to settle here and make us Singaporeans today. I feel that knowing that we are all part of this very continuous and interweaving tapestry will give us a sense of rootedness. And this is what we can tap on to discover the multifaceted and very rich histories that make us truly Singaporean. What makes me happy is when I manage to touch someone's life, be it a senior who is in a clan association, or even just a student who is just trying to learn about our heritage so that she can docent for members of public at the exhibition. So I believe as long as we can touch someone's life, be it small or big, that is what truly matters.
And last but certainly not least, we have Pinsu. Now, the swimmer won 2 golds at the last Paralympic in Tokyo. She's not only a force in the water, but also a champion for inclusivity. She started a public debate on the inequality that Olympic and Paralympic athletes receive for winning a gold medal. While Pinsu was grateful for the change that ensued in the prize money, she hoped that over the years, the gap that still exists within the Olympians will continue to lessen. Let's have a look at a video.
Hi, I'm Pinsu and I'm a Paralympian.
She is Singapore's most decorated Paralympian, representing the country in 3 Paralympic Games. Pinsu set world records in both her events at Rio de Janeiro in 2016. Today, those records remain unbroken. Most recently, she won 2 gold medals at the Tokyo Paralympic Games.
To be able to represent Singapore is an absolute honor. I think it's a privilege and it's something that I hold close to my heart. And even though I've been doing it for so many years, it doesn't get less meaningful for me. The lowest moment for me was probably back in 2019 when there was this period of time where my performance started rapidly dropping. It was tough because at that point in time, I had still tied my self-worth to my performance. After this incident, I realized that I need to have better mental health, be a bit more self-accepting and show myself a bit more self-love. And from then onwards, I've been working on being a better version of myself psychologically and physically.
In October this year, Pinsu was awarded the Inaugural President's Award for Inspiring Achievement.
Pinsu has demonstrated these exceptional qualities. She has stared adversity in its face, time and time again, overcame it. She is truly an inspiration to Singaporeans, and it is only appropriate that she will now become the inaugural recipient of this award.
All the recognition so far has been amazing, really, really amazing. And I've been on this 17-year-long journey to try to get more recognition for para-athletes. The moment where I realized that this was something I really wanted to focus on was probably in 2008. Back after the Beijing Paralympics, there was more noise, more people coming forth, and they're surprised that people with disabilities actually have many abilities as well. And I think that was the starting point for me to really want to make a change both in the sports arena as well as the PWD inclusion space. My hope for Singapore is that we emerge from this pandemic stronger. We can easily say that nobody gets left behind, but really I hope that this is a statement that is close to everybody's heart and we have consideration for every single minority, every single group, and that at the end of the day, all Singaporeans emerge stronger.
The 2021. May we now invite Warren and Mr. Ko to share some thoughts on this year's Singaporean of the Year. Warren and Mr. Ko, please.
We couldn't be spread further apart, I think, it's a socially distanced. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. Thank you, Madam President, our patron, for gracing this event, and thank you for your very uplifting speech, thought-provoking as well. Good afternoon, our SMT Chairman and CEO, Patrick. Thank you for being with us today. And also to our friends from UBS, my old friend Edmund, of course, and all our other UBS friends as well, and our sponsors, representatives today from Singapore Airlines and Millennial Hotels. Thank you for being here with us. My Straits Times viewers who are watching at home, thank you for tuning in. And of course to the nominees and finalists and your guests and family members who are here with us, thank you for making time to be at this event. Today, we can't assume that we can have a physical event like this, so I'm glad we can, even though it's restricted in numbers, and we're trying to bring it to our audience at home. And we have to be thankful for that in that sense. And I'm especially thankful to Edmund for hosting us here in this beautiful facility. I remember this place as Metro Supreme, where I used to come to buy my clothes and my shoes, and then we adjourned to the Silver Spoon restaurant. Those memories are etched in my mind. So to see how it's been transformed into this international headquarters of a bank, a university, it's really quite stunning. So congratulations, Ed, for that transformation, and thank you for hosting us. But most of all, thank you for believing in this award right from the very start and for supporting us all through these years.
No, Madam President, good afternoon, Chairman Koh Boon Guan, and my friend Warren Fernandez, and Patrick Daniel as well. Thanks for joining us here. Yeah, this was indeed a place that we all grew up. I think I've known Warren since 1976, for a long time. He was in the children's choir, I was in the intermediate choir.
Every year he tells this story.
No, I haven't talked about the choir story. I won't tell you more about the story, but he used to sing in front, and he was singing like a little girl, That's kind of really high-pitched voice. Maybe the SPH Media Trust should get him to sing one of these days for fundraising, since it's non-profit right now. No, this is a fantastic place. The reason why our bank moved to 9 Penang Road is because somehow, being dyslexic myself growing up, we think differently. I don't see why we should be near our competitors when we are quite a different bank anyways. So we move out of that, and we are now in a better neighborhood. We've got the president opposite us. We've got Temasek as well. But the thing that I'm most happy with is the purpose of UBS. There are two parts to it. The first part is reimagining the world of investing. It calls for innovation and creativity. But the second one was something I pushed for this bank globally, which is connecting people and communities for a better world. That to me is of significance because prosperity is not a guarantee for happiness nor benevolence. The power of giving is actually bringing prosperity to another level of happiness, which is why for our firm, the philanthropic aspect of UBS is something which, under the Optimus Foundation that we have set up in Singapore, is really the science and art of giving. Now, Singaporean of the Year is in its 7th edition. And to me, as a Singaporean, it's especially important because the 10 stories today, 10 living stories, and the many addition of the first 60 stories that we have compiled, this is something that warms the heart. This is something which inspires a lot of us. Bravery, innovation, giving. It reminds me of Singapore of the 60s, where houses were made of woods and atap huts, where maybe it was more porous. Today, we are built most of the houses in bricks, but I hope that with these stories, we remain to be very porous and that we remain to be very open as a society and to really giving each other mutual support. Whether you are a sports person, whether you have to be a nurse, aching out a living and really rowing and believing in yourself, whether you are looking at innovation in food and giving a part of yourself to someone, giving a part of your liver to someone, or just total strangers coming together to help someone in time of needs. By the way, I thought that two gentlemen looks like rappers with a hat on. It was amazing. Or whether it's just a nasi lemak, which, by the way, I'm a big supporter of yours, Dr. Malik, but I have to tell you, every time I go, it's a long queue. And I don't know whether you know me, I always remember you because you've been very, very kind, very helpful, and always recommending me to top up to pay more. So I don't buy that story about selling cars, this and that. I know, because every time I got to top up a rendang when you're at Adam Road. Yeah, Selara. So with all of you, the 10, heartiest congratulations. You guys have really shown the better side of Singapore, which I think for many years on, let the spirit continue for all of us. So thank you, Warren, also for the opportunity to partner up with SPH for this program.
You know, I think you will all agree with me after watching that series of videos. We have an amazing list of finalists today. And you can imagine how difficult it was for the judges and I as each time we watched one video, we thought, okay, that's the winner. Then we watched the next one and we thought, maybe that's the winner. So it was really quite a difficult process. And to be very honest with you, at the start of it, when I was talking to Ed, I was a little bit concerned because last year's winners, you know, the COVID-19 frontliners, it's kind of hard to top that. You know, they're working on our behalf to keep us all safe and still going at it, you know. And I think they deserve our ongoing gratitude and public appreciation, as the President mentioned. And that's partly why my colleagues and I at the Straits Times put together this book, In This Together, which all of you have got copies. I hope you will read it and be inspired and uplifted by it. But that's really, you know, the videos really show what this award is all about. It's about recognizing the efforts of everyday Singaporeans, folks like you and I, who are really doing extraordinary things, going beyond themselves. And from the videos, I think you can see you know, the range of things that they're doing for themselves, for the community, for putting Singapore on the world map. And they do it and they make us proud of them, and they make us proud to call ourselves fellow Singaporeans. So thank you for that, and thank you for inspiring us today.
Well, I can't add on to more from what you have said, Warren, other than, you know, I think let's get down to the proceeding of, I think, going through the winners. All of you are winners today, but we have to pick one, and I'm sure we're all celebrating that. But before we move to that, on behalf of all my colleagues here in UBS, just want to wish every one of you in the Year of the Tiger more roaring success, happiness, and stay safe. And for prosperity, come to UBS. It's a very good bank to manage your funds and your money and everything. And don't worry, you've got the president as our neighbor, so it's going to be very safe. Istana is just nearby. It's a fortress here, so don't worry about it. And if you want good media coverage, call Warren. I have his mobile phone. Just let me know. I'll pass you his mobile phone.
A word from the sponsor there. Thank you, Edwin, for your long-standing support, and we hope you will continue that support for many years to come. Every year I try that line, and he always agrees. So, but I also have to thank Singapore Airlines and Millennial Hotels and Resorts. We appreciate your support as well. I must thank the judges who helped in the process, Salima, Kagek, August, Lacey, and Siva, of course, and all my colleagues at the Straits Times. A lot of people put in a lot of effort to do the research, the fact-checking, the cross-checking, the videos, and the team that puts together this event. So thank you very much for all your effort. And with that, I think we should not hold back the proceedings any longer, so we'll hand you over to Arianto.
Thank you, Warren and Mr. Ko, for the candid sharing. May we now invite Warren and Mr. Ko to present certificates to the finalists. Now, just a gentle reminder, there is no need for any handshakes when receiving the certificates. Our first finalist, can we have Dr. Abdul Malik Hassan? Thank you, Dr. Malik. Up next, we have husband and wife, Mr. Asanu Fariksani and Ms. Noor Hashima Awaludin. Thank you, Mr. Farik and Ms. Shima. Up next, we have Mr. Azli Abdul Shukur and Mr. Johnson Chia. Thank you, Mr. Azli and Mr. Chia. Up next, we have Mr. John Ching. Thank you, Mr. Ching. Next, we have Mr. Loh Kian Yu. Unfortunately, he is unable to be with us today as he's overseas. Now he's represented by Mr. Alan Au, CEO of Badminton Singapore. Thank you, Mr. Au. Next, our sixth finalist, we have Ms. Joanne Po. Thank you, Ms. Po. Next, we have Ms. Posh Po and Silver Ribbon. Thank you, Ms. Po. Next, we have Mr. Shakti Balan Balatan Daotam. Thank you, Mr. Shakti. Next, we have Ms. Lin Wong. Thank you, Ms. Wong. And last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Pinsu. Thank you, Ms. Yip. Can we give another round of applause to all our 10 finalists for this year's The Straits Times Singaporean of the Year Award. May we now invite Madam President on stage to present the award. Madam President, please. Warren, will you do the honors of announcing the winner?
As I said earlier, it was a very, very difficult choice we had to make, and there were many, many views around the room. But after much discussion and going back and forth, I think all the judges were united and sort of inspired by one person's act of courage, selflessness, generosity, and sheer human spirit. And for that reason, we've decided that the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year 2021 is Mr. Shakti Balan Balatan Daotam.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it, the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year 2021, Mr. Shakti. Now, Mr. Shakti receives a $20,000 cash prize, a pair of business class tickets on Singapore Airlines, and a 5-day accommodation in any one of Millennium Hotels and Resorts Global Properties. Could we have Madam President, Warren, Mr. Koh, and the winner to take a picture, please? Congratulations once again, Mr. Shakti. We would like to invite Mr. Shakti to take a seat, please. Now, to show, we would like for Madam President, Warren, and Mr. Koh to remain on stage. Madam President, please. Now, to show our appreciation to our presenting sponsor and partners for this award, we'd like to invite Madam President to present a token of appreciation to UBS, Singapore Airlines and Millennium Hotels and Resorts. Representing Millennium Hotels and Resorts, we have Mr. Kwek Ek Sheng, Group Chief Operating Officer of City Developments Limited. Thank you, Mr. Kwek. From Singapore Airlines, we have Mr. Siva Govindasamy, Vice President, Public Affairs, Singapore Airlines. Thank you, Mr. Govindasamy. And our presenting sponsor, UBS, Mr. August Hatika, Country Head, Singapore, and Co-Head Wealth Management, UBS APAC. Thank you, Mr. Hatika. Now, to show our appreciation to our guest of honor, Madam President, for taking time off to be with us this evening, Mr. Koh will present a token of appreciation. Thank you, Madam President, for taking time off to be with us today. Thank you, Madam President, Warren, as well as Mr. Koh. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's ceremony. Once again, congratulations to Mr. Shakti, the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year 2021 winner. Now, for our viewers tuning in online, of course, we hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Stay safe and have a good week ahead.